So what was the movie you watched?
Father Stu.
Father Stu.
Father Stu.
Father Stu.
Father Stu.
I figured it out.
Yeah, 7th time's a charm.
I'm gonna be a priest.
For Halloween.
It was a very interesting movie, very encouraging for me.
It definitely blew my expectations.
So I think it's a great movie.
There were so many parts of it that really touched me.
It's very inspiring.
Something like that doesn't come about very often.
I think God saw something in you worth saving, but it's up to you to decide what you've got to offer.
For me personally, it was his own development, how his personal relationship with God developed.
He was someone that had lots of things thrown at him, and he still managed to cope with it.
You know, every drawback he met, he was always persistent. You know, he was always persistent that this is his calling, that God wanted him to do something.
One of the main things that often questions people when they try to consider Christianity or Catholicism is suffering. And this movie addresses exactly that problem about suffering and how to live with it.
Everywhere he searched, always came to some sort of a conclusion, and it was always outside of his control. And then he came to realize that it was God who was in control, and that's ultimately where he found his happiness, you know.
Does Bill know you're fussing with his truck?
I'm his son, I'm just borrowing it.
I reckon it's a few months worth of cleanups on aisle 4 to pay off a DUI impound.
Oh yeah, because I remember I watched like a movie with Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg before. I think it was a comedy thing, so I was thinking, I'm really a little skeptical, like.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg, Mel Gibson, story about conversion of a priest who'd been a boxer. This should be interesting. This will be, okay, I wonder how, you know, just interested to see how they would display it.
But after watching the movie, it's like amazing performance.
It really doesn't take away from the movie the fact that these actors are involved, no matter what the other news or interesting things that people discover about them.
And at the end, you know, there wasn't a dry eye in the house. Like,
I cried. We were crying. We were bawling our eyes. So, whoa.
There were, yeah, like a lot of sniffles.
Pray for you, Bill.
Don't you dare! You're violating my rights!
It is presented in a very careful way, and it acknowledges a lot of the controversies in the news and other things that we know about Catholicism, and takes a very, very good angle at them.
Ultimately, it's a conversion to God and a relationship with Jesus.
Watch till the end. That's where the big reveal is.
It's a good movie to watch because it teaches a lot of lessons.
Yes, I would recommend it.
I'd love to think that Catholics or non-Catholics or people who'd maybe been involved in the church in some way and weren't anymore, it's such a relatable movie about someone with such a colourful background finding grace and redemption and meaning in their life.
Come on, let's go. Let's do it now. I'll pay for your tickets. But this time I'll be bringing tissues, definitely.
Who are you here to visit, sir?
Father Stu. I wish you can pray for an easy life, but the strength to endure a difficult one. Well, you can't say I never gave you nothing.
Yeah, I skipped over thanking you. Went straight to the source.